My name is Nkosinathi, Ngcobo, Head of Department of Education in KwaZulu-Natal. Today we're having a summit on mathematics where we've invited district directors, teachers, and most important, and colleagues from DBE, and most importantly academics from universities who are here to share some wisdom with us in terms of what can we do as a province and as a country to improve the performance of learners in mathematics, and also to ensure that more and more learners take the option of pure maths as opposed to the one of mathematical literacy. And that is because the National Development Plan 2030 directs that by 2030 we should significantly increase the uptake of mathematics by our learners, and secondly we should increase the performance such that all our learners in mathematics must perform at 60% and above, with only 6 years left before 2030. And with DBE having declared 2023 as the year of mathematics, we felt as a province that we should, as early as now, call a Math Summit where we are going to discuss ideas as to what can we do to deal with the problems of declining uptake of mathematics by our learners from grade 10 at a time when they are making choices between mathematics and mathematics literature. Just to give you an example on that, in 2022, 38% of our learners, only 38% of our learners took mathematics, as opposed to 62% that opted for mathematical literacy, which is counterproductive because we're moving towards a target of having more than 60%, which we once reached around 2018, 2019, and it's concerning that we're declining in terms of the uptake by learners of mathematics pure as opposed to mathematical literacy. So the objective then of the summit is to basically share ideas on and come up with strategies of increasing the participation rate of our learners in mathematics. Secondly, to come up with strategies to support GAN learners so that more and more learners offer not only take mathematics but also excel in mathematics. The other objective is to come up with strategies on how to improve learner performance in mathematics across all grades and all phases. And to come up with strategies also to improve learner performance in performance and assessments that are done by bodies other than ourselves as a department. Tests like international tests like TIMSS, international tests, such as SAPMEC, where we are not doing well as a country whenever we take up those tests, and we find that some countries who are developing countries like ourselves outperform us in those tests. So we want also this summit to come up with a strategy in terms of how we can improve on that. We are going to come up as an outcome of the summit with a 5-year strategy that will develop for mathematics teaching and learning. The reason why it's a 5-year strategy is that already learners have already chosen what subjects that they're going to be taking now in grade 10. So in the next 3 years, there is nothing much we can do in terms of increasing the participation. So in the next 3 years, we can only concentrate on performance, on improving performance of those that already have taken, but simultaneously embed a strategy of ensuring that next year, at least starting in 2024, more learners take mathematics. That is why we are going to draw a 5-year strategy, because on an annual basis we will only focus, we can only focus not on the participation but also just on the performance, because the learners have already chosen now in grade 10, and there's very little we can actually do. But going forward, we will be doing both, increasing the participation, at the same time ensuring that performance is in mathematics is of an acceptable standards, and that we break the 60% threshold and rise above 60% in mathematics, both in terms of performance and as well as in terms of participation by our learners. So in short, that's the purpose of the summit, and we are hoping that we are going to achieve those objectives, given the vast spread of experience as well as the brains that we have in this summit, in the form of academics from universities, in the form of academics from our own department, the experience that our colleagues have, coupled with the experience and ideas that colleagues from DBE, colleagues from higher education are going to come with, is surely going to result in a good 5-year strategy for the Department of Education in KZN.